There are places on our planet that seem to defy any explanation. Landscapes so surreal they feel like they've come straight out of a dream, or even another world. From lakes with impossible colors to caves that glow like a starry sky. From forgotten cities atop mountains to scenes that blur reality itself. Today, you're about to travel through destinations few people know, and others you think you've seen before, but never like this. With every new place, a surprise. With every landscape, a question. How can this even exist? Get ready, because this journey isn't just about seeing the world, it's about discovering the impossible within it. And at the end, tell me, which of these places would you dare to visit? Hidden in one of the most remote regions of China, the so-called Emerald Lake looks more like a surreal painting than a real place. Located in Xianghai province, this lake stands out for its intensely green, almost hypnotic waters, contrasting with the white salt formations around it, creating a landscape that resembles a natural mosaic seen from above. But what makes this place even more fascinating is its origin. Unlike ordinary lakes, it formed from old salt extraction sites where minerals accumulated over the years. This process created different shades of green, blue, and even turquoise, which changed depending on sunlight and salt concentration in each area. From above, the scene looks almost artificial, as if someone had carefully painted every detail. And maybe that's exactly what makes Emerald Lake so special. It challenges our perception of what's natural. A silent, isolated place, and absolutely unforgettable.
Spread across small, rocky islands in northern Norway, Henningsvær feels like a place that defies logic, as if someone decided to build an entire village in the middle of the ocean, connecting it all with delicate bridges. Known as the Venice of the Arctic, this small fishing community is surrounded by icy waters and dramatic mountains rising straight from the sea. But what truly stands out is the contrast. Colorful, cozy houses set against a wild and unforgiving environment. And right in the middle of it all, one of the most stunning football fields on the planet. Built on a rocky island, it seems to float between the ocean and the sky, an unexpected detail that makes the place even more surreal. In winter, the landscape becomes magical, with the northern lights dancing across the sky. In summer, the sun never sets, creating endless days. Henningsvær isn't just a destination, it's proof that even the most extreme places can hold life, beauty, and a sense of peace that's hard to find anywhere else in the world.
In the interior of British Columbia, there's a lake that looks completely unreal. Spotted Lake Kliluk is unlike anywhere else in the world, and one glance is enough to understand why. During summer, as the water begins to evaporate, something extraordinary happens. The lake transforms into a series of perfectly defined circles, like spots spread across its surface. Each one has a different color, shades of yellow, green, blue, and even white, creating an almost hypnotic pattern. But this isn't just a visual phenomenon. These colors come from the extremely high concentration of minerals in the water, such as magnesium, calcium, and sulfate. As the water evaporates, these minerals crystallize, forming small circular islands that give the lake its unique appearance. For the indigenous peoples of the region, this place has been considered sacred for centuries, associated with healing and spiritual properties. Spotted Lake doesn't just look different, it looks impossible, as if nature decided to play with shapes, colors, and patterns, creating something that defies any simple explanation. In the heart of Cambodia, hidden among dense forests and wrapped in centuries of history, lies one of the most impressive places ever built by humanity, Angkor Wat. At first glance, the temple already amazes with its scale. It's the largest religious complex in the world. But it's when you begin to notice the details that everything changes. Every wall, every corridor, every stone is covered with intricate carvings that tell ancient stories, myths, and battles from a civilization that mastered architecture and art like few others in history. Built in the 12th century, Angkor Wat was designed with almost unbelievable precision, aligned with solar phenomena and surrounded by a massive moat that reflects its silhouette at sunrise, creating one of the most iconic scenes on Earth. And perhaps the most fascinating part is this. For a long time, the site was almost completely swallowed by the jungle, forgotten and rediscovered centuries later. Today, walking through Angkor Wat feels like stepping through time, a quiet reminder of what human beings are capable of creating and how much there still is to discover. In one of the most inhospitable regions of Iceland, there's a place where the earth seems alive, breathing, boiling, and transforming every second. The Verir geothermal area is a landscape that could easily be mistaken for another planet. The ground is stained with intense shades of red, orange, and yellow, the result of high concentrations of sulfur and minerals. From cracks scattered across the terrain, hot steam constantly escapes, creating a dense mist that blankets the entire area. And in several spots, pools of mud bubble endlessly, as if something were about to rise from the depths. The strong sulfur smell in the air reinforces the feeling of being in an extreme environment, almost hostile to life. Yet it's precisely this intense geothermal activity that makes the place so fascinating, a reminder that beneath our feet, the planet is far from still. Walking through Verir feels like visiting a primitive world, where nature is still in the process of being created, raw, unpredictable, and absolutely mesmerizing. In the heart of the Great Barrier Reef, there's a beach that redefines everything you think you know about natural beauty. Whitehaven Beach is famous for its incredibly white sand, so pure it reflects sunlight with an almost glowing brightness. But the real spectacle happens when the tide shifts. Turquoise waters slowly blend with the sand, creating flowing patterns that look like moving paintings. From above, these natural designs form swirls and soft curves, as if the ocean itself were painting in real time. Unlike many famous beaches, Whitehaven remains almost untouched. There are no buildings, no hotels, no large structures, just nature in its purest form. And there's a fascinating detail. The sand is composed almost entirely of silica, which means it doesn't retain heat. Even under intense sunlight, you can walk barefoot without discomfort. Whitehaven isn't just a destination, it's a visual experience where every moment feels like a work of art created by nature itself. At the top of a fragile hill, surrounded by valleys that seem to slowly crumble around it, lies a village that defies time and even gravity itself. Cividad Banharejo is known as the Dying City, and one glance is enough to understand why. Connected to the outside world by a single narrow bridge, this small medieval village feels cut off from modern reality. Its stone streets, ancient houses, and quiet atmosphere create the sensation of walking through another era. But what's most striking is the ground it stands on. Over the centuries, erosion has gradually worn away the hill's foundation, causing parts of the town to slowly disappear. It's as if the place is being erased, little by little, from the landscape. And perhaps that's exactly what makes Cavite so special. Its beauty is tied to its fragility. Every visit is unique because the place is constantly changing, a delicate setting, almost suspended in time, reminding us that even the most enchanting places can be temporary.
In Eastern California, there's a lake that looks like it belongs in a post-apocalyptic world. Lake Mono stands out not for its water, but for the formations that rise from it. Limestone towers called tufas, standing like silent, irregular, natural sculptures. These structures formed over thousands of years when calcium-rich underground springs came into contact with the lake's alkaline water. The result is a forest of pillars frozen in time, creating an almost alien landscape. The water in Lake Mono is extremely salty and mineral-rich, so dense that it supports almost no fish. Yet it sustains a surprising ecosystem, attracting thousands of migratory birds that depend on it to survive. At sunset, when sunlight reflects off the tufas and the still water, the scene becomes even more surreal, as if time itself slows down. Lake Mono isn't just strange, it's a reminder that nature creates beauty even in the most unlikely environments.
Suspended more than 700 meters above a deep fjord, there's a rock formation that seems to defy all logic. Trolltunga, or the Troll's Tongue. Stretching out from the mountain like a natural platform, this narrow slab of rock creates the feeling of literally floating over the void. The view from the top is breathtaking. Massive mountains, calm waters, and a silence that amplifies the grandeur of the place. But getting there isn't easy. The hike can take hours, crossing steep terrain and unpredictable weather. And perhaps that challenge is exactly what makes the experience so powerful. Every step builds anticipation for the final moment. When you finally stand at the edge, the feeling is unlike anything else. There are no railings, no barriers, just you, the wind, and the vast drop below. Trolltunga isn't just a tourist attraction. It's a test of courage, of personal achievement, and one of the most unforgettable views anyone can experience. Deep in New Zealand, there's a place where the ceiling of a cave transforms into what looks like a star-filled sky. The glowworm caves reveal a silent, natural spectacle, and one that's absolutely mesmerizing. As you enter, darkness takes over, but slowly, tiny points of light begin to appear above your head. These are thousands of bioluminescent organisms, known as glowworms, glowing in bluish tones to attract their prey. The effect is breathtaking, as if you were drifting beneath a living galaxy. In some sections, the tour is done by boat, gliding gently across calm waters while the lights reflect all around. There's no noise, no rush, just the soft sound of water and the feeling of being somewhere completely out of the ordinary. What's most fascinating is that this delicate beauty serves a vital purpose: survival. Every point of light is part of a complex, natural system where even the faintest glow has meaning. The glowworm caves aren't just beautiful, they're a reminder that even in the deepest darkness, nature always finds a way to shine.
In the heart of the Sahara Desert, there's a place that looks as if it has been painted in deep shades of red and orange. Tadjart Rouge is one of the most striking and least known regions of the desert, where dunes and rock formations create an almost surreal landscape. Unlike other parts of the Sahara, the scenery here is dominated by vibrant colors caused by high concentrations of iron oxide in the rocks and sand. At sunrise and sunset, these tones intensify even more, turning the landscape into a constantly shifting visual spectacle. Among the dunes, natural arches and stone formations rise like sculptures shaped by the wind over thousands of years. Some resemble animals, others look like the ruins of forgotten civilizations. And there's one detail that makes it even more fascinating. In the middle of this arid environment, ancient rock paintings can be found, traces of a time when this region was far more humid and inhabited. Tadjart Rouge isn't just a desert. It's a place that tells silent stories, carved by time and preserved in every grain of sand.
In the heart of Croatia, there's a place where water seems to have a life of its own. Plitvice Lakes is a network of interconnected lakes linked by dozens of waterfalls flowing across different levels, creating a landscape that feels constantly in motion. What makes this place so special is the color of the water. Depending on the light and the minerals present, it shifts between shades of blue, green, and even turquoise, creating a stunning contrast with the surrounding vegetation. But the most fascinating part happens beneath the surface. The natural barriers that form the lakes continued to grow slowly, shaped by limestone deposits over time. In other words, the landscape you see today isn't exactly the same as yesterday, and won't be the same tomorrow. Wooden walkways cross the park, allowing you to walk directly over the crystal-clear waters, almost as if you were floating. Plitvice isn't just beautiful, it's alive. A place where nature doesn't just create beauty, it continues to reshape it, second by second. Between narrow fjords in northern Norway, there's a natural phenomenon that turns the ocean into something almost uncontrollable. Saltstraumen is known for producing the strongest tidal current in the world, a powerful and mesmerizing display. Every 6 hours, massive volumes of water are forced through a narrow channel, creating enormous whirlpools that spin with incredible force. Some of these vortices can reach several meters in diameter, forming a turbulent surface that seems alive. From above, the scene is almost surreal. Circular patterns appear and vanish rapidly, as if the sea itself were breathing. The constant roar of moving water reinforces the sense of standing before something ancient and untamable. And even with all this force, the area supports abundant marine life, attracting fishermen and visitors who come to witness this phenomenon up close, always with respect for its power. Saltstraumen isn't just beautiful, it's powerful. A striking reminder that nature can be both fascinating and absolutely dominant. Hidden among mist-covered mountains high in the Andes, there's a city that remained invisible to the world for centuries. Machu Picchu is far more than an ancient ruin. It's one of history's greatest mysteries. Built in the 15th century by the Incas, the city is astonishing in its precision. The stones were fitted together so perfectly that not even a blade can pass between them, all without modern technology. To this day, no one knows exactly how it was done, but what's most intriguing is its location. Surrounded by steep peaks and deep valleys, Machu Picchu seems strategically placed, almost as if it were protected or hidden. For centuries, it remained forgotten by modern civilization until it was rediscovered in the early 20th century. Even today, theories about its true purpose remain: a spiritual center, a royal residence, an observatory. When the mist slowly lifts to reveal the stone structures, the feeling is unforgettable,
as if the past were unfolding right before your eyes. Machu Picchu isn't just a destination, it's a living enigma suspended between history, nature, and mystery. In northwest China, in an arid and little explored region, there's a place that looks more like an abstract work of art seen from above. Karhan Salt Lake is one of the largest salt lakes on the planet, but what truly stands out is its appearance. From above, the landscape forms an almost impossible blend of colors. Shades of emerald green, deep blue, and bright white spread across irregular geometric shapes like brushstrokes on a giant canvas. This variety of colors comes from the combination of minerals in the water and how they react to sunlight. In some areas, salt crusts build up on the surface, creating textures that resemble ice even under high temperatures. In others, the water takes on tones so vibrant they look artificial. Despite its beauty, the environment is extreme. The high salinity and harsh climate make the area nearly uninhabitable, reinforcing a sense of total isolation. Karhan Salt Lake doesn't just feel remote, it feels otherworldly. One of those places that makes you question whether what you're seeing is truly natural or something beyond our understanding. In the heart of the Julian Alps, there's a river that seems to have been created with one purpose: to amaze. The Soka River Valley is known for its intensely vivid emerald blue waters that at first glance look almost unreal. Cutting through deep valleys and surrounded by towering mountains, the river winds through the landscape, creating a perfect contrast between lush green forests and crystal clear water. In some areas, you can see straight to the bottom, even at greater depths. But the Soka is more than just beauty, it carries history as well. During World War I, this region was the site of intense battles, turning a paradise into a war zone. Today, the atmosphere is entirely different. The sound of flowing water, the gentle wind through the trees, and the calm surroundings create an almost meditative mood. At the same time, the river attracts adventurers with activities like rafting and kayaking, taking advantage of its fast and challenging currents. The Soka Valley is a rare balance, calm and intense, delicate and powerful, a place where nature shows that beauty and strength can exist side by side. Beneath one of the largest glaciers in Europe lies a hidden world made of ice, light, and silence. The Vatnajökull ice caves reveal a landscape that feels impossible, natural caverns with translucent walls in deep shades of blue. These formations are created when meltwater carves tunnels beneath the glacier, forming structures that change completely every year. In other words, no visit is ever the same. What you see today may disappear by the next season. The intense blue color comes from the way the ice absorbs and reflects light. The more compressed and ancient it is, the deeper the hue, creating an almost hypnotic effect, as if you were inside a giant crystal. The environment is silent, broken only by the occasional drip of water or the subtle movement of ice. It's a living place, constantly changing, even if it appears frozen in time. Exploring these caves feels like stepping into a hidden universe where nature sculpts ephemeral art. Beautiful, fragile, and absolutely unforgettable.
In the crystal-clear waters of the Indian Ocean, there's an illusion that has puzzled millions of people around the world. Le Morne, Brabant, doesn't impress only because of its towering mountain, but because of what happens right beside it. From above, the area appears to reveal a massive underwater waterfall, as if the ocean were plunging into an invisible abyss. But in reality, This is an optical illusion created by the movement of sand and ocean currents, forming varying depths and shades of blue. The effect is so convincing it seems to defy logic, as if the sea were being pulled down into the earth. Beyond this unique phenomenon, Le Morne also carries deep historical meaning. The mountain once served as a refuge for escaped slaves, and today stands as a symbol of resistance and freedom. Blending natural beauty with historical significance, the place offers a complete experience, visually stunning and emotionally powerful. Le Morne, Brabant isn't just a natural wonder, it's a place where reality and illusion meet in a striking way.
In a park already known for its breathtaking landscapes, there's a rare phenomenon that transforms a simple waterfall into something almost magical. The Horsetail Fall Firefall happens only a few days each year, and when it does, it seems to defy reality. During late winter, under very specific conditions, the setting sun hits the waterfall at the perfect angle. The result is stunning. The water glows in intense shades of orange and red, creating the illusion of a true firefall streaming down the mountain. But nothing is guaranteed. It requires the perfect combination of sufficient snow at the top, clear skies, and precise solar alignment. If any detail is off, the spectacle simply doesn't happen. And perhaps that's exactly what makes it so special. When everything aligns, the moment lasts only a few minutes, but it's enough to create one of nature's most unforgettable sights. The firefall isn't just beautiful, it's rare, unpredictable, and fleeting. A reminder that some of the most incredible moments in the world exist for only an instant.
Hidden between towering rock walls in the Swiss Alps, there's a valley that feels like it came straight out of a fairy tale. Lauterbrunnen Valley is known as the Valley of 72 Waterfalls, and once you arrive, it's easy to see why. From every direction, waterfalls cascade down the mountains, some so tall they dissolve into mist before even reaching the ground. The constant sound of flowing water echoes through the valley, creating a calm, almost hypnotic atmosphere. At the heart of this landscape, small villages with wooden houses and sloped roofs complete the scene, bringing a cozy feeling amid the natural grandeur. In spring and summer, the valley is covered in vibrant green. In winter, it transforms into a snow-covered wonderland, equally breathtaking. It's said that this valley has inspired fantasy worlds over the years, and it's not hard to believe. Every detail seems carefully crafted, like an imaginary world brought to life. Lauterbrunnen isn't just beautiful, it's a place that makes you slow down, take a deep breath, and simply take it all in. At the top of a volcano in Indonesia, there are 3 lakes that seem to completely ignore the rules of nature. The Kelimutu tricolored lakes are famous for their vivid colors and for the fact that they can change over time. At any given moment, you might see one lake in deep blue, another in vibrant green, and a third in darker, almost mysterious tones. But what's most intriguing is that these colors aren't fixed. They shift over the years depending on chemical reactions caused by volcanic gases and minerals in the water. For local communities, this place holds deep spiritual meaning. It's believed that each lake is home to the souls of the deceased and that the changing colors reflect transformations in this unseen world. The blend of science and belief makes the landscape even more fascinating. On one side, complex natural processes. On the other, stories passed down through generations. Seeing the lakes of Kelimutu feels like witnessing something alive, constantly changing, a reminder that nothing in nature is truly permanent. And perhaps that's what makes it so extraordinary. Along the southern coast of Australia, there's a road that isn't just a route, but an unforgettable visual journey. The Great Ocean Road winds for hundreds of kilometers along the ocean, revealing landscapes that change with every curve. The highlight of this route is the rock formations known as the 12 Apostles, towering stone pillars rising from the sea, slowly sculpted by wind and waves over thousands of years. Despite the name, fewer than 12 remain today, a reminder that nature is always evolving. Along the drive, dramatic cliffs, wild beaches, and dense forests alternate, creating a striking contrast between land and ocean. In some places, the sea feels calm and inviting. In others, it shows its full power, crashing forcefully against the rocks. And perhaps the most fascinating part is this: there's no single perfect moment here. Every hour of the day, every change in weather, reveals a different version of the same place. The Great Ocean Road isn't just a destination, it's a journey where the path itself becomes just as incredible as the destination. On the island of Kefalonia in Greece, there's a place where light and water come together in a nearly magical way. Melisani Cave is partially open at the top, allowing sunlight to illuminate an underground lake in a stunning way. When the sun is at the right angle, its rays enter directly through the opening and hit the crystal-clear water, revealing intense shades of blue and turquoise. The effect is so perfect it almost looks artificial, as if someone had carefully designed the lighting. Inside the cave, the atmosphere is quiet and immersive. Small boats glide gently across the water, allowing visitors to explore while taking in the surrounding rock formations. But this place goes beyond beauty. In Greek mythology, the cave was believed to be dedicated to nymphs, nature spirits connected to water, which adds an even more mystical layer to the experience. Melisani isn't just a beautiful setting, it's a rare blend of nature, light, and history, where every detail contributes to an almost hypnotic experience. Far from the most touristy spots in the Bahamas, there's an island where time seems to move at a different pace. Cat Island is one of those nearly untouched places where nature still dominates the landscape and silence is part of the experience. With long stretches of pale sand and incredibly clear waters, the scenery is striking from the very first moment. But what makes the island special is exactly what it doesn't have: large resorts, crowds, or constant activity. Here, everything feels simpler and more authentic. At the island's highest point, a small monastery, Mount Alvernia, overlooks the horizon, offering a panoramic view of the ocean stretching as far as the eye can see. It's a curious contrast, a solitary structure surrounded by endless blue. Life on the island moves at a slow rhythm, with small villages, preserved local culture, and a deep connection to the sea. Cat Island isn't about luxury or extravagance. It's about disconnecting from the fast-paced world and rediscovering the beauty of simplicity. In the Argentine Patagonia, there's one of the few glaciers in the world that is still advancing and can be observed up close in all its power. The Perito Moreno Glacier is a true natural spectacle in constant motion. With ice walls rising over 60 meters high, it impresses not only by its size, but by its sound. Cracks, creaks, and thunderous roars echo through the landscape, signaling the moment when massive chunks of ice break off and crash into the water below, a phenomenon known as calving. The contrast between the deep blue of the ice and the green of the lake creates an almost surreal scene. And what's most fascinating is knowing that everything there is constantly changing, even if it looks eternal. Unlike many glaciers around the world that are retreating, Perito Moreno maintains a rare balance, advancing and regenerating over time. Standing before it is to feel the raw power of nature in its purest form: powerful, unpredictable, and absolutely unforgettable.
Winding across mountains, valleys, and deserts for thousands of kilometers, the Great Wall of China is one of the most impressive structures ever built by humanity. But beyond its scale, it's the way it blends into the landscape that truly stands out. From a distance, the wall seems to follow the natural terrain, rising and falling over mountains as if it were an extension of the earth itself. In some sections, it disappears into the mist. In others, it stands boldly atop hills. Built over centuries to protect territories, it carries stories of battles, human effort, and strategy. Every stone placed there represents a piece of that history. But there's something beyond its historical significance. Walking along the wall is an almost contemplative experience. The silence, the wind, and the vastness around you turn it into something far greater than a tourist attraction. The Great Wall isn't just an engineering marvel. It's a symbol of what humanity is capable of building and how those creations can endure through time.
In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, there is a place that feels like it was designed to represent paradise. Bora Bora is famous for its almost unreal shades of blue. Water so clear that in many places you can see straight to the bottom. Surrounding the main island, a lagoon protected by coral reefs creates a calm and crystal clear environment where the sea shifts through different tones throughout the day. At its center, Mount Otamanu rises dramatically, contrasting with the softness of the surrounding waters. Traditional overwater bungalows complete the picture, creating that iconic image that feels straight out of a dream. But beyond its beauty, there's a constant sense of peace, as if time itself slows down. Marine life is another highlight. Colorful fish, rays, and even sharks can be seen gliding through the shallow waters. Bora Bora isn't just a beautiful destination. It's a place that redefines the idea of paradise, where every detail seems perfectly aligned to create an unforgettable experience.
In southern Siberia, there's a lake that goes far beyond what the eye can see. Lake Baikal is not only the deepest lake in the world, it also holds about 20% of all the planet's unfrozen freshwater. But it's in winter that the lake reveals its most extraordinary side. With extreme temperatures, the surface freezes completely, forming a layer of ice so transparent you can see several meters below. In some areas, the ice creates natural caverns, trapped air bubbles, and cracks that resemble works of art. Walking across this surface is a unique experience, both fascinating and slightly unsettling. The sound of the ice shifting and cracking slowly reinforces the feeling that you're standing on something alive. Despite its calm appearance, Baikal is an extreme environment, home to unique ecosystems and species found nowhere else on Earth. Lake Baikal isn't just a lake, it's a world of its own, where depth, silence, and beauty come together in an almost indescribable way.
In the heart of Brazil, hidden among golden dunes, crystal-clear rivers, and towering rock formations, there's a place that surprises even those who already know the country. Yalapawa is a destination where nature reveals itself in a raw, intense, yet delicate way. One of the region's greatest highlights is the famous fervedouros, natural springs of incredibly clear water where underground pressure prevents you from sinking. The sensation is unusual. You try to dive, but you simply float. The dunes, in shades of orange, contrast with the green vegetation and blue sky, creating landscapes that shift dramatically throughout the day. And within this setting, hidden waterfalls appear like unexpected sanctuaries. Despite its beauty, getting there isn't easy. Dirt roads and long distances help preserve the region, making each visit feel even more special. Yalapawa isn't just a destination, It's an experience of connection with nature in its purest form, where every detail surprises and every moment stays with you. And in isolated valleys surrounded by mountains, there's a village that feels frozen in time. Shirakawa-go is known for its traditional houses with steeply sloped roofs, built in a style called Gasho-zukuri, designed to withstand the region's heavy snowfall. These steep roofs resemble hands in prayer, and it's not just aesthetic. The architecture allows snow to slide off easily, protecting the structures during harsh winters. During the colder months, the village transforms completely. Snow blankets everything, creating a quiet, almost magical scene softly lit at night. In summer, lush greenery takes over, revealing a completely different contrast. Despite its fairy tale appearance, Shirakawa-go is a living place. Some houses are still inhabited, preserving traditions passed down through generations. Walking through it feels like stepping into another era, where life moves slower and every detail carries history. Shirakawa-go isn't just beautiful, it's a preserved portrait of a Japan that endures through time. In a remote region of the Atacama Desert, there's a place where silence feels absolute and the landscape defies any familiar reference. Salar de Pedernales is a vast salt flat surrounded by mountains and volcanoes, creating a scene that feels detached from the rest of the world. The surface is marked by a mix of salt, shallow water, and minerals, forming irregular textures that subtly reflect the sky. At times, the ground appears solid. At others, thin layers of water turn it into a natural mirror. Isolation is an essential part of the experience. There are no crowds, no tourist infrastructure, just vastness and the sound of wind crossing the desert. And even in this extreme environment, life finds a way. Flamingos can be seen slowly walking through the wet areas, adding movement to a landscape that initially feels still. Salar de Pedernales isn't just a destination, it's an encounter with emptiness, silence, and a kind of beauty that doesn't need exaggeration to impress. On the Isle of Skye in Scotland, there's a place where water seems shaped with almost magical delicacy. The fairy pools are a series of natural pools formed by streams flowing down from the mountains, creating crystal-clear waterfalls along the way. What stands out most is the purity of the water. On clear days, it reveals shades of blue and green so vivid they seem unreal, contrasting with the gray rocks and green hills around them. The name Fairy Pools is no coincidence. The atmosphere is quiet, almost ethereal, as if something invisible were present. The light mist that sometimes covers the area enhances this sense of mystery. Despite the freezing water, some visitors venture in, drawn by its clarity and beauty. The fairy pools aren't grand in the traditional sense, but they captivate through their simplicity, a place where every detail feels carefully crafted, like a piece of a fantasy world that somehow exists in reality. In the heart of the Canadian Rockies, there's a lake that stands out, not only for its color, but also for its shape. Pito Lake is famous for its intense turquoise blue tone and for a curious detail. From above, it resembles the head of a wolf. This vibrant color comes from fine rock particles known as glacial flour, carried into the lake by melting glaciers. When sunlight hits the water, these particles reflect light in a unique way, creating that almost unreal effect. During summer, the color reaches its peak, contrasting with the green forests and gray mountains around it. In winter, the lake freezes completely,
taking on a completely different appearance. From the viewpoint, the sight is breathtaking. The lake looks perfectly placed within the landscape, as if it had been drawn there with precision. Pito Lake isn't just beautiful, it's one of those places that surprises through detail, where science, light, and nature come together to create something truly unforgettable. In the middle of the Mexican jungle, there's a structure that goes far beyond its imposing appearance. Chichén Itzá was one of the greatest cities of the Maya civilization, and even today, it holds secrets that continue to amaze researchers. The main highlight is the Pyramid of Kukulkan. At first glance, it already impresses with its perfect symmetry, but the most fascinating moment happens during the equinoxes. Sunlight creates shadows along the steps that form the illusion of a serpent descending the structure, a precise spectacle calculated centuries ago. This detail reveals something remarkable. The Maya possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy and architecture, capable of aligning structures with celestial events with incredible accuracy. Beyond the pyramid, the complex includes ball courts, temples, and observatories, each with its own purpose and meaning. Walking through Chichén Itzá feels like stepping into a complex system of knowledge, where science, spirituality, and engineering intertwine. More than an archaeological site, this place is a testament to the intelligence and vision of a civilization that continues to astonish us to this day. In Thailand, there's a temple that completely defies everything you expect to see. Wat Rung Khun, the White Temple, is not just a religious site, it's a living work of art, constantly evolving. Entirely white and covered in mirror details, the temple reflects sunlight in a nearly hypnotic way, creating a glow that feels almost unreal. Every element carries symbolic meaning, representing ideas related to purity, the cycle of life, and the spiritual journey. But what stands out most is the contrast. As you approach, you cross a bridge surrounded by sculpted hands emerging from the ground, as if reaching for something, a powerful representation of human desire. And inside the temple, the unexpected continues. Modern paintings blend traditional elements with contemporary references, creating a unique and even provocative experience. Unlike ancient temples, the White Temple is still under construction and is expected to take decades to be completed. More than a tourist attraction, this place is a profound artistic expression where tradition and modernity meet in a surprising way. A perfect ending to this journey, showing that the extraordinary exists not only in nature, but also in human creativity.
After discovering places that seem to defy reality, it's hard not to wonder how many other incredible landscapes are still hidden around the world. If any of these destinations surprised you, tell me in the comments, which one would you visit first? And of course, if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel Além da Realidade to keep exploring the most fascinating places on the planet. See you in the next video.